Hi and welcome to Gamers Web. Today I'm going to carry on my look at the Marvel Crisis Protocol miniature expansions for Marvel Crisis Protocol from the guys over at Atomic Mass Games. This is CP19, which is Black Dwarf and Ebony Maw that round out the current roster for the Black Order. Okay, so we have Dwarf and Maw on the front cover. Dwarf is, or Obsidian Call, which is his proper name, is the biggest model in the range at the moment. Is actually bigger than Hulk, which unfortunately I don't have my Hulk to hand at the moment, so I can't do a side by side, but pretty big model, and quite a nice looking miniature. And then we've got Ebony Maw, who's Thanos' right hand man. On the back we have the usual blurb at the back. So children of Thanos, a master manipulator, Ebony Maw uses his formidable powers to enforce his master Thanos' rule across the galaxy. Unlike his fellow Black Order members, Maw prefers to avoid physical confrontation and instead uses incredible physical potential to control and dominate his foes. Brother to Corvus Glaive, Black Dwarf is a hulking slab of muscle and aggression who obliterates all who dare oppose his master Thanos. In addition to his incredible strength, Black Dwarf's thick skin is nigh invulnerable, allowing him to shrug off even the most powerful of blows before delivering his own crushing counterattack. And box includes, if I can just get to that, yes, there we go. Includes one Black Dwarf miniature, one Ebony Maw miniature, two bases, 2 character stack cards, 3 team tactic cards, 1 Infinity Gem card, and 10 tokens. As always, models supplied, unpainted and unassembled. Right, so let's just jump straight in. I've been waiting for this for quite a while because there's been some delays with COVID-19 and releases in the UK. And this one finally turned up yesterday, but this is the first chance I've actually had to get onto the table. I say table, it's not really a table, it's the computer keyboard rest on my computer desk, because I don't actually have a table with a good enough light source over it. So just trying to get myself comfortable, because I've got very little space here until I get a new setup done. Okay, so let's just recenter everything. There we go. Yep, okay, right, so let's jump into the box. Now, it's quite a big box. If you look at the size of this box to the Ronan the Accuser box and Drax, it's double the thickness. And I would imagine that Thanos will be even bigger than this one when it comes out in a few weeks' time. Okay, so what do we get for our book? We get our obligatory piece of card, which seems pretty standard for all Marvel Crisis miniatures. We get our bag of miniatures, we get our bag of cardboard, and then we also get our read this first instructions, which is also the assembly instructions. And we'll have a look at this first, obviously. Okay, so it doesn't have any extra rules, it's just got the assembly for Corvus Glaive. Sorry, please forgive me, not Corvus Glaive. Ebony Maw, an assembly guide, and Ebony Maw, Black Dwarf assembly guide. And they both look pretty straightforward. There's no very small fiddly pieces on either of them, which is a godsend, because some of the Marvel Crisis ones have been, as you've seen if you looked at my other previous videos, have been quite tricky to assemble. Not all of them, just some of them. But they do paint up really nice, and I'm really enjoying the miniatures. Okay, so as always, I'll jump in the deep end and we'll open up the miniature bag. Now, this comes with one large 65mm base for Black Dwarf. This is the same size base that Hulk and Maw come on. It's a pity it only comes with a one, because those are really nice bases, and they'll be ideal for putting my other miniatures on. And then we have Ebony Maw, who is just one sprue, which is too bad. I mean, great attention to detail on his face. If I can just zoom in and you can have a look. Really does look like the character. Right, zoom out a little bit, there we go. And then Black Dwarf comes on 2 sprues, because he's a big beefy guy, Now, that's the size of Black Dwarf's hand. If I actually just grab another miniature, I'll grab, who shall we get? Star-Lord, no, Gamora. Gamora's here. I'll grab Gamora. Right, so if you actually look at the size of his hand next to Gamora, as you can see, the miniature is huge. His hand is literally big enough to pick her up and hold her without any real difficulty at all. So, nice detail on them. Looks very, very much like he does in the Infinity War and Endgame movies. That's his second sprue, which also features his head. And we'll just have a quick look at a close-up on his face. Great. Really looking forward to doing this model. I've been working on painting a Thanos bust at the moment, and I've gone to batch paint all my Black Order, because I'm looking forward to actually using these guys, because they're one of the factions that I really wanted. As soon as it was announced that Thanos was coming out, everybody kind of speculated that the Black Order was along the way, and they are fantastically. Right, so we'll have a look at the meat of the matter. We'll go into the bit that most people want to see, which is the rules. Now, these have been shown quite a few times, and I've actually posted details of this up on Games Web in the past as well. But let's go and see what we get. Okay, so we get our tokens, which we've got a Hydra token for some reason, don't know why. Then wound tokens and power tokens, and the other token, which I can never remember what it is. We get our 4 cards, we get our Infinity Gem, and we get our 3 cards for the Team Tactics, which is Mark for Death, Mothership, and Shh, which we will look at in a moment. And then the Infinity Gem, which is Space, with artwork by Andrew Kramer. And as always, an Infinity Gem, the cost of the gem itself is added to the cost of your character. So if you've got a character that's a threat level of 5 and you play this card on them, the threat level becomes 7 because it's got a power rating of 2. So Space Gem, it's power 2. Choose this character or another allied character within range 3 and place it within a range 2 of its current position. This superpower can only be used once per turn. So basically allows you to get a more or less 4-inch, 5-inch move. Nice artwork on the card. Quite interesting using that to get you around the board quite quickly, but it does cost 2 power points. Okay, and then we have our Team Tactics cards. We have Mark for Death with a picture of Daredevil on the front. And Daredevil has been confirmed that he's going to be released as a character probably later this year, and we'll probably find out more over the next couple of weeks when Virtual Gen Con is on the 23rd, and I think it's the 23rd to the 29th of August. Let me just check. I'll leave the details down below in the description of when the actual Virtual Gen Con is and how you can actually take part and see all the exhibits from all the exhibitors who would have normally been at Gen Con in Indianapolis. And it makes it a lot easier because everybody can see everything at the same time instead of having to wait for things to break on the internet. Okay, so Mark for Death, unaffiliated, active card, two allied characters that are within 5 of each other, range 5 of each other, may spend 1 power to play this card. This round, the enemy character loses and cannot gain stealth. Its speed becomes short, and it cannot modify or re-roll its offense dice. All right, so basically you have 2 guys within range 5 of the same character, and they both spend 2 power. That means that he cannot gain stealth, and he's limited to short movement. So it's very good to play against someone like Spider-Man or Black Widow from the core set. So she loses her long ability, and she also can't use her stealth ability. Then we have Mothership with a great picture there of Black Dwarf, and that's by Scott Drummond. Black Order active. 2 Black Order characters may both spend 2 power each to play this card. Place one of the 2 characters not holding an objective token within range 1 of the other character. So again, another move card. And then we have Shh, which is basically Ebony Maw facing off against Doctor Strange, with artwork by Ross Taylor. Unaffiliated reactive. When an enemy character within range 5 of an allied Ebony Maw spends 1 or more power to use active or reactive superpower, Ebony Maw may spend 3 power to play this card. The enemy's superpower has no effect and cannot be used again for the rest of this turn, but the character that still spends the power cost of that superpower is considered to have used a superpower, as if it's considered to use a superpower. So basically, if you want to go and use a power like Cult Smash, and you're within range 5 of Ebony Maw, he spends 1 power, and you can't actually use that power. Sorry, 3 powers, and you can't use that power, which is a good way to rob people of power points. Right, okay, so we'll do Ebony Maw first. Actually, no, we'll do Black Dwarf first. Now, it's Black Dwarf, although his name in the comics is often Coorg-Sibian, so I don't know why they've not gone for that moniker. But anyway, he's got a stamina of 6, a move of short, he's size 4, because he's a bigger than human character, and he's got a threat level of 4. He's got a physical defense of 4, an energy defense of 3, and a mystical defense of 3. And his first basic attack is Earth Strike, which is range 2, damage 6, and costs no power point. And as usual, if after it's all resolved, he gains power equal to the damage dealt. Next one is Brutal End, range 3, strength 8, cost 4. And on a wild, this does stagger. And then his powers, he has Black Fury, which costs 3 power. Choose an interactive terrain feature or enemy character of size 4 or less within range 2 and throw it medium. This superpower can be used once per turn. Enforced Oblivion, this is an action. The character may make a move action. The next attack it makes, this activation adds 2 dice to its roll, and that costs 2 power. And then Intimidating Presence costs 2 power. When an enemy character within range 2 of this character targets another allied character with an attack, this character may use this superpower, and this character then becomes the target of that attack regardless of line of sight. So it's basically a bodyguard, like Captain America and Okoye have. And it looks very likely that Punisher might have that as well. Invulnerable skill, when this character would suffer damage from an enemy attack, reduce the amount suffered by 1 to a minimum of 1. And then we flip him over, and his attacks all stay the same, but his stamina goes up to 8, which makes him quite powerful for a level 4 threat character. And then we have Ebony Maw, whose alias is Ebony Maw. He's got a stamina of 7, move of medium, his height is 2 because he's humanoid, and he's got a threat value of 5, which is going to go up to 7 if you give him the space gem. His first attack is a mystical attack. Oh, sorry, I'm jumping ahead of myself. His defense against physical is 2, his defense against mystic energy is 2, but his mystical defense is 5, which means that he's going to shrug off most magic attacks without even batting an eye. His first attack is a mystical attack, which is Black Tongue. It's got a range of 4, a damage of 5, and cost no power. On a wild, you get Sinister Influence. After this attack is resolved, you may advance the target character short, and after this attack is resolved, the character gains 1 power. So he gains a power whether he actually hits or not, or it's saved or not. And then his next attack is another mystical attack. It's Herald of Doom, range of 4, damage of 8, and costs 4 power. This target character does not gain power for damage dealt by this attack. The target character does not gain power for the damage dealt by this attack. And on a wild, if the character is size 2 or less, they can be thrown short. And then his superpowers, he's got telekinetic powerhouse, which costs 3 power. Choose an interactive terrain feature of size 4 or less, within range 3, and throw it long. This superpower can only be used once per turn. Good way to get rid of people by throwing your terrain features like dumpsters or the bugle building at somebody from long range, which is like 10 inches, which is really, really good. So it opens up a whole world of hurt. And then his other power is Mind Over Matter. When this character is targeted by an attack or would make a dodge roll, you may use this superpower instead. It may use its defense to dodge or defend, and it costs 2 power. And then is always active is incredible psychic potential. During the power phase, this character gains 2 additional power, so he gets 3 power a turn. Like the Hulk gets 3 power a turn, he gets 3 power a turn, which means that things like his sinister influence and Herald of Doom are just going to devastate people quite quickly. But he is kind of a bit of a weak thing. He's only got a stamina of 7. I've not looked at the back of the card. We'll see what that's like in a moment. And his final abilities is Flight, and he's the gem bearer of mind and space. We turn it over, and we see how he's a bit of a glass house because his strength on the other side goes down to stamina goes down to 4. So he's only got 11 stamina in total, which, for say he's a threat 5, is a little bit like Loki's kind of a glass cannon, but when you actually use him correctly, he should be very, very good, and none of his other powers change. Right, so that's a very quick look through our Black Dwarf and Ebony Maw expansion set. Next one hopefully should be Thanos and the Cosmic Terrain, but I think perhaps that I'm dropping everything here. I think perhaps that Thanos might not turn up for a while because of financial restraints. But anyway, I've got plenty of other content to go on with. So, as always, that's my quick look at the Black Dwarf and Ebony Maw box set. Please, if you like this video, please just drop a like. It always helps the channel out and helps us get found in the search algorithm by YouTube. And check out some of these excellent links to Marvel Crisis Protocol, folks, in the comments, in the description section below. And also check out Gamers Web. Not doing too bad at the moment. I'm still managing to keep up with daily updates despite being in lockdown for 3 months. So I don't think I've done too bad. And no matter where you are in the world, please stay safe. And thank you for tuning in. And enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.